What is up, guys? Untitled here with another deck profile, and holy shit, this is actually like the third time I'm filming this fucking deck because editing issues, camera issues, and just, oh man. So if you actually see this on YouTube, I did it. I finally filmed and edited this entire damn deck profile, which it isn't even that good. But anyways, it's a Saaya Yamabuki Waifu Beatdown deck. This deck consists of cards from the first Bang Dream anime set, the first Girls Band Party set, and also a couple cards from the Trial deck. And I do have a couple cards from the Multi-Live set, but I'm going to include those in a later edition because I only wanted to include the first couple sets in this deck, and we'll make a version 2 later. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first card I do run is this 0-0 Poppin' Party Saaya Yamabuki. She gives 500 to all my characters, so she's a global 500, and when you use an act ability you get 500 to a character. I don't really use this card as much, but I do keep it in the deck because, you know, it's a waifu deck, and kind of just like that little extra just in case, because that 500 can every now and then come in handy. Here's a card I use a lot, and it's actually one of my main level zeros. It is good at housework, Saaya, and if you have 2 or less stock, she gains a level and she gains 1k. So she is an anti-bomb, which is pretty damn good. Plus that extra 1,000 can help run over quite a bit of things. So I do run 3. I would run 4, but they're actually kind of like $5 to $6 right now, so pretty expensive. So I only run 3. One issue that waifu decks usually have is milling, and this deck doesn't really have like effective milling. There's actually no brainstormer, surprise surprise, but I do run 3 of these ones on stage Saaya Yamabukis, and on play you mill 2 and you give a character like 1,000 when you add up the total level of the cards milled. I don't really care about the power boost, but it is 2,000 power, which it can go up a little more with the milling, but I mainly only run this because of the milling effect, because like I said, no real good way to mill. Damn, here's a meta card. So a new start Saaya, I'm pretty sure you know what this does. On play you mill the top 2, so I do run it for the milling, and then you can pay 1, ditch 1, and you salvage a music character, then you give a character 1k. That effect is really good. The second effect, amazing. This is kind of like a meta card as well, but the first effect, you do need those mills, so it's very versatile card, and I do love this card a lot. Also, this card is also like, I think like $10 right now, and don't worry, I didn't buy that card when it was $10. Well, this deck was actually budget for a while until, you know, the meta got a hold of it. So here's my main milling plus draw engine, at least one of my main milling and draw engines. It's Self-Introduction Saaya. I do run 4 of these, and if you have 2 or less stock, she gains 1k5, so it is kind of the same as this card stat wise, but this one gains a level, so there is more versatility in that aspect. But with this card, on play from hand, you can mill one of these vanillas, which I do run 4, and this is a vanilla combo, but on play, ditch one of these, look up to the top 5 cards of your deck, get a music character added to your hand, and this card gains an extra 1k. So this card could go up to 4k5, plus you get an extra character in your hand, and it's super good. That way you could turbo through your deck, get the characters you need, which there is a Climax Combo that I will explain. And on top of that, you get the mills! Oh my goodness! And yeah, I do run 4, and I do run 4, and that concludes the level zeros. So to start off the level 1s, I run 1 high school girl Saaya. She can attack if the character in front of this is a higher level than this, so that does kind of suck, but I only run it because it is a cost 0 character, which will make a lot more sense a little later on in the video. But I only run 1 because I don't really need it that badly. Alright, so I'm gonna cheat just a bit. This Saaya, this is actually a PR Saaya from one of the Bushiroad magazines, and this is a 1/1 that can't be reversed by your opponent's auto effects, so this does negate cost 0 bombs as well as level 1 bombs. But if you don't have this, because this is actually not that easy to get, I do suggest running this one, Emotions Gushing Out. This is Saaya, so it does count, even though Saaya is not in the name. And this gets 500 power for each of your other music characters, so this is a cost 1, so this does negate cost 0 bombs, which are starting to turn up a lot in this game. So again, if you can't find this, which negates all bombs, this one works too. Oh boy, here's a Climax Combo. Matching Scrunchy Saaya Yamabuki. So this card is amazing and I love this card so much. So on play you could pay 1, choose a cost 0 character from your waiting room and throw it on the stage, and at the end of your turn, not during your encore step, but just during the end of your turn, it gets sent to your memory. So you are compressing your deck just a bit and you're building field presence. And one thing that I do like to do is that I could play this card, go ahead, pay 1, then I could throw any cost 0 character like in the back row, and that way I still have my defense near the front, and when this gets banished, banished, is that the right term? Gets sent to the lost zone, no, wait. The memory, I still have my characters in the front row and my back row is fine. And also, Climax Combo, you can pop this card by sending it to the waiting room. And if you play this card right here, which I do run 4 of, Gentle Elder Sisters, it's a red stock soul. Let me put that over here in the top. You get to play this card onto the field where this card was. Wait, we're in level 2s already? Oh, one sec. Let me just move all this. So this card in the Sunlight Forest Saaya is a 4-character early drop at a level 2, so it can come out at a level 1. And on attack, if you have Gentle Elder Sister, which is the exact same Climax from the last card, which is really nice. So when this attacks with that Climax, you get to choose one of these events from your waiting room, add it back into your hand, and then you could blind stock. So this Climax Combo doesn't seem that interesting or that like good, but this event really makes it all. Oh shit, we're at level 1s now, I gotta backtrack. So Under the Night Sky, I do run a total of 4 of them, and this event is amazing. As you could tell, it is a 1-0 backup event. So you can't play this if you have 2 or less cards, which you will most likely will have 2 or more cards. So you give a character 2k and the following effect: when this card's level 1 or higher opponent becomes reversed, you could pay 1 and look up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 to hand, and you ditch the rest. So what's really good about this card is because it is an event, you could play it during your turn, give a character 2k plus that on reverse effect, but since it's also a counter, if you can play it defensively. So this card is very, very versatile. And I'll show you the Climax Combo later, but pretty much, just to summarize it, this is your field, just very basic. You will get 1 stock from the red stock soul. You will attack, salvage this, blind stock, and then you trigger. So in total, you'll be getting 3 stock with 1 Climax Combo, and that's not counting the other ones that you have. Because of this Climax Combo, you could cheese out this pretty easily, but I'll be talking about that a little later in the video. Wow, we're back at level 2s. I run 2 Buns for Luck. Technically a Saaya Yamabuki card. I don't think I need to say more, because this card is pretty fucking good. And then I do run 2 of the Bridal. Let me just fix this card real quick. There we go. I do run 2 of the Bride Saayas. This card is amazing and I love this card so much. It is a level assist 500 forward, and if you have a event in your waiting room, you could rest this card, give a character 500, and during that card's battle, you cannot play events, or neither player could play events or backups. It doesn't seem that good, but holy shit, is it ever helpful. Like seriously, I try to get this card on the field as quickly as possible and as effectively as possible, because that extra 500 and that little extra no counters and no backups really does help. One reason is because your main level 3 Climax Combo is an on reverse effect and you just want that little extra help. So I do run 2 of these, and although I do run 2, it's very easy to get this onto the field. Every game I've played, I've pretty much had this, at least 1 on the field. Ooh, now we're into level 3s. I run 3 Happy Christmas Saayas. Do I need to explain this? I'll do a quick rundown. It's a 4-character early drop, gains 1k if you have 2 or more other music characters, and on-play heal. It is a very basic early drop, but it's very good, and it is pretty expensive right now. At least when I bought them, they were like 10 bucks, which wasn't too bad, but I just can't find an extra English copy, so I did get one in Japan, so I can't be running this in any tournaments, but you know, why would I? And here is the main Climax Combo, the main level 3 I should say. It's Saaya Yamabuki. On play, draw 2, ditch 1. Very simple. And then its Climax Combo is if you have a card named Exchange Promise, which is a 1k1 and a gate when triggered. This card gets an extra 1k, and on reverse, you could pay 1, ditch 1, and then you burn for 4. That's it. Just pay 1, ditch 1, burn 4. So I will be explaining this Climax combo a little later, but mainly you would want to kind of just peck at your opponent a bit, and when you feel like you're ready to go ahead, pay 1, ditch 1, burn for 4. So pretty much it's burn. You just burn your opponent to death, hopefully at least, because you will be swinging for 3 plus whatever you trigger, and then that extra 4. But that little extra 4 could either stick because, you know, most of your climaxes will always be in the bottom of your deck, or you just shit out of luck and you just help your opponent refresh, getting all their climaxes back into their deck. But the burn is super easy to do. That extra 1k that it gets from itself does help it, because it will be at 12k, and if you do give, like, let's say this one, you will be giving it an extra 1k5. Or if you dress it, you'll be giving it an extra 2k. Thus making this card 14k, which, yeah, you'll be reversing a lot of things. So let's get into the Climax combos now. Alright, so first Climax combo we're going to talk about is this one, as well as this one. They're pretty much the same card. I'll be talking about both of these at the same time because they're pretty much the exact same combo chain, because they both use this Climax combo. This card we'll be looking at first, but first I gotta explain this card. I did mention what this does. It is a 4-character early drop, so we'll only be focusing on that right now. This card's Climax combo helps cheese this card out if you do not have 4 characters on the field. But one thing about this card is, because you can pay 1, you can get a cost 0 card onto the field, thus adding more cards onto your field to help get this card out. Now, the one thing that does suck about this is that this card needs to be in your hand. If this card was in your waiting room, that would have been 100 times more better than what this combo actually does. But still, in your hand, you will most likely get this in your hand because you have these effects of these cards to get it into your hand. Alright, so you'll play this card, you will pay 1, get a character, it doesn't really matter, let's say you get that one. Let's say you play another one, you pay 1, let's throw this one on the field. And now you do have 4 characters, so you could bring that one out. Then just switch a couple things around here, like, yeah, that works. So still during your turn, let's say you have this card in your hand. So, alright, no cost, I have more than 2 characters, I will play it and I'll give it to, let's give it to this card right here. So now this card gets an extra 2k and the whole pay 1, top check 2 when it's reverses level 1 or higher. And because of this card, this does get an extra 500. So now we will play this red stock soul. And now these effects do activate because of the red stock soul. So let's get rid of this one. And let's say you do have 2 in your hand because you are a god. So boom, now you got these 2 on the field and you're gonna blind stock. So we'll get our stock over here and then your turn begins. Let's attack with this one. Go ahead, get your stock. Now this card, its effect will activate. You get a salvage one. Blind stock. And then you, whatever you triggered. And then this card will next to attack. And let's say you have another one in your waiting room, which most likely you will because there is a good amount of milling cards at your level 0 game. So go ahead, blind stock, and then you trigger. So in total, you have 2 of these backups now into your hand, and now you have 6 stock right over here. But during the end of your turn, these will be gone. Now these cards are gone, but these cards are still on the field to help your defense, so your climax goes away. Opponent's turn. Again, you do have 2 of these in your hand, so let's say you'll use your backup here. Go ahead, pay 1, top check 2. Again, you could add whatever you want, so let's say we'll get this card, and then your opponent goes to attack that. Go ahead, use your backup again. Keep it alive, pay 1, and top check 2, add whatever. Let's say you'll get this climax, so you'll add that to your hand. And then during your turn, let's say this gets reversed and that's dead. Play whatever, let's say you'll play this. Go ahead, stand these. I'm not going to play any back row. There you go, play that. Go ahead, red stock soul. On attack, salvage the one. Well, go ahead, blind stock, same thing, on attack, salvage the one. You could, can you see the combo kind of forming? Pretty much, you're cycling these backups forever. And because you are running 4 of these, there is a good chance these will be in your waiting room. Either you mill it or you play it during your level 1. If you have this climax at least for these two cards, not so much the other one, the level 1, you have the loop going, and as long as you keep sending your events to the waiting room, you can recycle them and you will have that backup in your hand as long as you keep this card alive, and you can use that card again during your turn to make it offensive, then get it right back immediately when you play the climax, thus getting it back from your waiting room. That way you can wait to use it during your opponent's turn. And again, just as a reminder, this card helps cheese this card out if you do not have enough characters on the field. Or alternatively, if you do not have the stock to spare, like if you really don't want to spend your stock, like you're trying to save it up, because you are trying to get a lot of stock for your end game, which I will be talking about in a bit, you could just not play this. Go ahead, bring that, pop that, bring it out. You saved one stock. And you'll be gaining a stock because of the red stock soul. So even if you play this card, you will be breaking even with this card, thus getting your combo going and your loop as well. So if you haven't noticed, this deck does generate stock fairly well because you want to bring out this card. Now this is only a 3/2, but to get the most value, you want to have multiples on the field. If not 3, because that could be considered overswinging, I'd suggest getting 2. And then like, I don't know, maybe this card. But to get the most value, you might most likely want to get 2 or 3s. And let's say this is in your back row, because just in case. And let's say you didn't banish this to your memory, lost zone, banished zone, whatever we want to call it. So goddamn, we're going to be overswinging like a motherfucker, but hey, fuck it. Heaven or hell, let's rock. So go ahead, pop down that climax, give 1k1 to all your characters. Let's say we'll give the final kill, the one we really want, over here. So in total, you want to have at least 7 stock with 1 card in hand. But if you want to have like the most greedy value, you would want to have 3 stock for each, plus an extra card in hand. Now for cards in hand, I did show the other cards that you could use, but one thing that I forgot to mention is this is a gate. So you will be getting a lot of cards by triggering this climax. Although hopefully you don't trigger all of them. We will go ahead and start attacking. Now the one cool thing is about this card is that it's an on reverse effect, and it gains the effect when you play the climax. So let's say you have no stock, but you have a full hand. You'll go ahead, attack, get your stock, you reverse your opponent, go ahead, pay off that 1 stock, ditch whatever, burn 4. Then you'll attack with this one, go ahead, get your stock, then you will pay 1, ditch a card, burn 4. And then same thing, get your stock, pay off that stock, ditch a card, burn 4. Now ideally, one of them would stick. Ideally, but if not, this is a very, very simple like burn combo, and it does work every now and then. The cost isn't that steep. The burn is a little too much, but it's not that much to the point that it's like your opponent's gonna cancel everything. Like some of it will stick, even maybe your swinging will stick. Alternatively, because again you are over swinging like for quite a bit, you might want to plop down like a weenie, go ahead and reverse it, swing for the 2 plus whatever you trigger. Now if you do trigger this, that like defeats the entire purpose, but mainly you would want these burns to stick, and in a way you will be stealing games from this burn. And yeah, that is the combos. And yeah, that was the Saaya Yamabuki Waifu Deck Profile version 1, because there is another version coming up as soon as more cards are released in English. And if I had to categorize this deck, I would say this deck is more like a wall burn beatdown deck, because these cards are pretty strong in the power department, and I consider a wall because you are getting a lot of early drops out and you're going to be powering them up and protecting those early drops. And yeah, that was it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Weiss Schwarz news and content. And I really do like Saaya, so I decided to make this fun little deck, and it's enjoyable. It's fun to run, and I'm most likely the next deck that I'm going to be working on will be a Tai Hanazono deck because she is very cute. But I had to start with Saaya because, as you know, I'm a drummer and she plays drums. Surprise! Also, she's just so cute, and I like bread, and her hair ties are very neat. But enough of that bullshit. Again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Weiss Schwarz news and content, and I guess deck profiles. I'll be doing a lot more of those now, and I will see you guys in the next video.